People often tell me they feel inspired by the level of motivation that I show towards living a fitness-dedicated lifestyle. Even though I love hearing when others are inspired by my motivation, that was never the reason why I started working out in the first place. In fact, I discovered that the reason why I live the lifestyle that I live holds the key to increase our motivation to get into action for everything, and thereby anything we want. In my previous video, I shared how being bullied as a teenager motivated me to start working out. I felt super motivated to start working out because in my experience, getting physically stronger was the only way to make the bullying stop. And as my strategy seemingly worked, I became addicted, or as others often refer to as disciplined to living a fitness-dedicated lifestyle. Besides fitness, I have also been addicted to working. Sometimes 80 to 100 hours a week, often for months at a time. Why? Alongside my desire to keep making more money and keep achieving new goals, my motivation that fueled my drive to spend all my time working was fueled by the same reason as why I had started to spend a lot of time in the gym. I wanted to avoid a painful experience. By working non-stop, I was able to keep myself busy every hour of the day and avoid having any free time. For the majority of my life, free time scared me, especially during times when I was living by myself. Because during those times, my feelings of loneliness would come up. To me, the feeling of loneliness has always gone hand in hand with the thoughts of not being good enough or likable enough, and that being the reason for me being alone. In hindsight, it sounds pretty crazy. For most of my life, I was doing everything I could to avoid having any free time. While for most of us, we're actually trying to accomplish exactly the opposite. That wasn't the case for me, at least not during the years where I felt scared of experiencing a void of not having anything to do but just to relax by myself. Just like the bullying during my years as a teenager, the experience of loneliness was something I wanted to avoid at all costs. This desire to avoid suffering fueled my motivation to start working out and eventually also work as much as I could. What you need to remember from this video is that motivation only occurs when we see the desperate need to do something in order to survive. As part of our drive to survive, we want to avoid suffering as much as we know how to. Or in other words, discomfort of any shape or form. And instead, we want to experience happiness as much as possible. In order to avoid suffering and experience happiness, we are even prepared to suffer. Here are a couple of examples. In order to make ourselves feel financially secure or to pay for the car or holiday of our dreams, we are prepared to skip entire nights of sleep and work 100-hour work weeks. Or to make ourselves feel comfortable enough walking around shirtless at the beach in summer, we are prepared to follow strict pre-summer diets. And if you are a marathon runner, you are prepared to suffer viciously throughout training and even in the race just to experience that peak moment of crossing the finish line. Have you ever noticed a sudden increase in motivation to get fit when you unexpectedly fall ill or even right before summer? Well, in both cases, that is your survival instinct kicking in. When you start thinking about summer while not feeling good about your own body, your brain will start sending signals to get yourself back in shape, just so you can increase your chances of attracting a romantic partner or to make yourself feel comfortable being shirtless around your community of friends. Being physically healthy and being able to mate, or in other words, finding a romantic partner to make babies with, and being part of a community are primal survival needs for all of us. For some people, the motivation to be fit quickly disappears again once summer is over. This happens because as it gets colder, they don't have to worry anymore about being shirtless around their group of friends. And with that, there being less of a risk of feeling rejected and not fitting in, especially if all those friends are fit themselves. So the decreased motivation at that point is caused because fitness has become less of an important factor to their survival. This is also the reason why some people go backwards in terms of fitness after marriage. Marriage has the ability to create a feeling of safety and comfort with the knowing you have supposedly secured your mating partner for life. So you can relax now and exchange those workouts for romantic Netflix and ice cream binges instead. And guess what? Chances are highly likely you will become as addicted to those Netflix and chill binges as you once were to staying in shape in order to impress and secure your romantic partner in the first place. That is, as long as you consider those Netflix evenings with your partner essential to maintain the relationship. Fact is that we become very disciplined at whatever actions we consider essential to our survival. The mere difference between you and me, and for that matter, between all of us, are the type of actions and behavior we have made our own throughout the course of our lives in order to increase our chance of survival. For some of us, those actions include exercising and meditating daily. For others, it could include binge eating, partying non-stop, being addicted to work, or other highly addictive actions like endlessly scrolling through social media or watching Netflix. During my life, I have experienced and done all of those things. However, my lifestyle has changed and evolved. Why? Because I have felt stuck in a negative spiral multiple times. With that, I mean that I felt I wasn't getting to the place that we ultimately all want to get to. That is a place of feeling consistently happy, or as some might refer to as feeling fulfilled or content. Whatever it is you do right now via the habits that make up your current lifestyle, that is also the place you are aiming to get to. Even me recording this video is ultimately motivated by my belief that it will make me happier. Because nowadays I get a great sense of satisfaction and fulfillment out of the fact that I am able to inspire and help others to live a happier and also healthier life. When I realized that every action we take ultimately has the same common shared end goal of experiencing most happiness, I also realized I needed to start making some different choices as part of my lifestyle in order to feel consistently happy. I experienced firsthand that many short-term feel-good fixes that make us feel good for a few minutes or even for a day ultimately will make us feel unhappy most of our time. Common examples of short-term, or for that matter, short-lived feel-good experiences include the actual moment whenever we finally achieve an aspired goal, or the blissful experiences whenever we consume foods that are high in sugar and fats, social media, Netflix, alcohol or drugs, and I even include sex as part of this category too. That is, if you feel like your experience of happiness has become dependent upon the quality, or more often, the quantity of your sexual experiences. Unfortunately, I have experienced that too. Nowadays, I often refer to these short-term feel-good experiences as distractions, because ultimately, they tend to distract us from getting to a place of feeling consistently happy, and instead, they tend to take us only further away from it. The reason for that is simple. The hormones that make us feel extremely good for a short while after we accomplish a goal or indulge in anything highly addictive also have the side effect of never being satisfied. And therefore, those same hormones will also make us feel down and even depressed after we got or after we achieved whatever we thought of would make us happy. As a result of feeling dependent upon having to continuously chase peak feel-good experiences and constantly having to achieve new goals in order to feel happy, I started realizing I was stuck. Besides my occasional feel-good moments, I was feeling unsettled for most of the time. For most of my life, I definitely wasn't feeling consistently happy, fulfilled, or content. Therefore, I realized I clearly felt motivated about the wrong actions. This realization then motivated me to start learning about and participating in experiences that would actually get me to that place of feeling consistently happy. Throughout the coming time, I will share more about how I have been able to get there. Living a fitness-dedicated lifestyle has remained a priority for me. However, the reason that motivates me to spend time staying fit has changed. It's a lot less complicated nowadays compared to what it used to be. Rather than avoiding being picked up on or chasing short-lived moments of feeling confident and happy, nowadays, my reason for wanting to be fit is so I can increase my chances on living life longer, so I can enjoy my new experience of feeling consistently happy as long as possible. It's as basic, as straightforward as it gets when it comes to our survival. If in your experience being fit is something that helps you avoid suffering the most, then I guarantee you will effortlessly become as disciplined as myself and many other fitness addicts to living a healthy lifestyle. If your fitness is not a priority as part of your lifestyle at the moment, then chances are also a lot less likely that you will succeed in your fitness journey compared to anyone in their early teens, for example, who is yet to form their habits and success formulas to living a happy life. However, know that it's never too late to jump on the fitness train. Just remember, it's going to require effort and patience in order to form new habits if you have already found other ways to make yourself avoid suffering and feel happy. To override your current lifestyle success formula, it will take months of practicing new habits and experiencing the benefits of those habits compared to your current lifestyle. This is also the reason why the fitness lifestyle program, which I created with a friend last year, nowadays only has a 2, a 3 and a 5 month duration option. In the past, we also offered a 1 month program. However, we noticed that more than 80% of participants would fall back into old habits shortly after. It simply takes more than a few weeks for our brain and body to rewire the neural pathways that drive our motivation and thereby the actions that make up our lifestyle. If you recognize yourself in my story and you feel motivated to start making lifestyle changes that will ultimately get you to the place where you feel consistently happy, then send me a personal message. Based on your current lifestyle, I will then share my success tips with you on how to get started the best possible way right away.